What's up, guys? You're watching another episode of Gordon Petty Fishing. I appreciate you tuning in. Today I'm going to be setting up a new update on my Garmin ECHOMAP unit. I have installed the 20.0 update. It's the latest update for the ECHOMAP series. I'll be the first to admit I have been a big critic of the last few updates, especially the 19.10. My unit did not fare very well at all with it. The 19.20 update actually helped a little bit, and I'm hoping this 20.0 will help it even more, and I'll get back to my old unit that I'm used to having. The 19.10 update was still very usable, but it just was not, it did not have the clarity and detail and target separation at distances that I was used to seeing. I have played with this 20.0 after I updated it in the garage in simulator mode. I'm not sure that you can get the exact same results as you do out on the water. So today, I have not even turned on my unit yet. You're going to go along with me as I set up the 20.0. You're going to be the first to see it, just like me, on my unit. Stay tuned. Alright guys, we're going to just drop the trolling motor. We're going to turn the unit on. Alright, we're going to hit agree. I want to go to Panoptics menu. Guys, I have not hit anything, and I believe I can tell already I'm liking it already. But the first thing we are going to do, I'm going to go to menu. I'm going to go to sonar setup, installation, and I'm going to restore the sonar defaults. We're going to start with all the factory defaults, and then we will go from there. Alright. Okay. Now we're going to go back to Panoptics. And it changed it back to the factory defaults. And it changed it to amber. And alright, after I do that, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to calibrate. Sonar setup, and because I've done a new update and I've went back to the factory defaults, I'm going to have to do a calibrate. Let me get over here in the sun. Installation, and it says calibrate compass. All right, there on the menu it says calibrate compass. I'm gonna hit that. And here's what the directions say on the screen. It says turn the boat 1.5 times in either direction. Turn quickly, but keep the boat level and steady while turning. And it says if mounted to a trolling motor, the trolling motor should be off and deployed. So I'm going to make sure my trolling motor is off. I'm going to just turn it off here at the, and I'm sure that's to keep any kind of interference. Alright, and it says when you're ready to begin, I'm going to go back here and I'm going to start the motor. I'm not going to put it in gear yet, but I'm just going to start the motor. I'm going to go ahead and turn my motor where I can start turning immediately when I hit begin. So I'm going to go back up here, and I'm going to hit begin, and it says calibration in progress. So I'm going to go back here and I'm going to put it in gear. actually did 2 circles there. And as you can see there, it says calibration success, magnetic environment 96%, spin quality 95%. So I'm going to go OK. And then we're going to go back, back, back. And as you can see, the compass icon showed up here on the right hand upper part of the screen. I actually do not like that because it's really, in my opinion, it's pretty much useless for Livescope, for the Livescope screen. So I'm going to go back, layout. Okay, it says beam icon. I'm going to hit that and I'm just going to turn it off. Back, 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 back. All right. As far as the calibration, I know there's some people that do it with their trolling motor. I really don't know what the correct way to do it is. I know those people have had success with theirs doing it properly, but I just went by what the instructions said on the screen. And I've done that several times with each update that I've done, and it's worked out pretty good for me doing it that way. But do the way that you're most comfortable with and that you think works for you. All right, I'm just going to recap what I just did. I turned my graph on, and the first thing I did was I went back to the factory defaults. That gives you a good starting point. When you do everything back to the factory defaults, it is going to put it in the auto mode, which I do not like. But as you'll see here in a minute, we're going to start playing with the settings. And as soon as you hit the gain control buttons, the auto automatically goes off on those settings. We're going to go out and try to find some structure and play with the settings and colors and go from there. All right, guys, everything is still pretty much on the factory defaults since I changed it back, and what you're seeing here is some clumps of grass. That's probably a crappie right there. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take it off of auto, and I'm going to hit the gain a few times, and you can see it start getting a little bit hotter. I'm going to change the auto depth to off. For crappie fishing, I like 40-45 foot, but if I'm bass fishing, I may go out to 60 or 70 foot. Amber is not my favorite color. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into menu, sonar setup, appearance, color scheme, and I'm going to change it to, I like black emerald. Alright, now we're gonna drop the gain quite a bit. The high gain works pretty good, but see, I'm dropping it down. I'm down to about 64%, and see how much that cleared it up. What we have here are little patches of grass. Alright, now I'm gonna go. The next setting is gonna be appearance. Let's do the color gain, and we're going to go up to, I like it in the 80% range. I like it up higher because it shows up better on these YouTube videos. It just shows up so much better. We're going to leave it at about 80, but there's probably a crappie or two around that patch of grass right there. But guys, so far I am really liking the 20.0, and I've not really messed with it that much. That's how quick you can set these things up. Different conditions, different days, sunlight penetration, muddy water, stained water, clear water will make a difference. Sonar setup, appearance. Let's see what the color limit does. I'm going to go up to about 40%. you get up to 90%, it starts to wash out everything. Alright, I'm going to go back down to 0. I honestly, I have not, it did not make that much of a difference. Oh, I know something else I'm going to go to. I'm going to go take these grid lines off. Menu, sonar setup, layout, grid overlay, it's on show. I don't like to show that because I think it gets in the way of stuff. Now we've got a completely clean screen. There he is. Alright guys, you can see I threw about 40 feet and I am seeing my jig all the way back. No dead spots. I have the gain up to about 67. Alright, I've got out of the cone right there. There's my jig again. I moved my trolling motor. And there it is coming up right there. I've got my gain at 67%. I did turn the color limit on to about 49% just to play with it. There goes my jig right there. That's 35 foot from the boat. Yes, sir. Now, after the 19.10, I would not have been able to see that at all. Oh yeah, there I go again. Guys, that's a 1/16 ounce jig right there. I have gotten out of the cone. There it is again. There it is. There I am again. Fish come out and look at it. Very tiny fish. Yes. It was a little one, but I saw him come up. There he is. There he is. That's a lot of little ones. But I can see my jig fine. I can follow it. Got him right over the pile. There he is. Guys, these are the little ones. Got him that time. Oh, these are tiny. Well guys, there you have it. The 20.0 ECHOMAP update. I just wanted to make a quick video of my first time on the water with it, and what you saw today was actually as I did the adjustments. I'm going to say I'm extremely happy with this update compared to a couple of updates ago. I was very disappointed, as I said earlier, but I believe Garmin is going back in the right direction with these last couple of updates, and I'm a happy camper now. I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you hadn't subscribed, reach over there and smash that subscribe button for me. Like, comment, ask any questions. I'm by no means an expert, but I'll just give you answers based on my experience using Livescope. But that's going to wrap it up. I appreciate you tuning in. I hope to see you on the water, and we'll do it again next time. See ya.